Hello everyone, welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes for this short video of the latest news that's been going on, just to get us through the international break. It's nice to talk about some decent stuff about Newcastle United, and none other than stuff that we've covered plenty of times on this channel and said it's going to happen. You know, something's bubbling massively, especially after last night's event, which I had a ticket for and couldn't go. I was gutted, but I give it away to somebody whose wife couldn't go because she didn't have one and the husband had one. She's going to be waiting in Shearer's on her own, the poor thing. So I hope they both had a great time. But it's all about the stadium. It's a hot topic right now, to stadium or not to stadium. Now, I'm 50-50. My heart says St James's Park. You know, we've always been there. It's the heritage, it's the Gallagher end, it's the slope, it's the noise, it's the unbelievable victories we've had there. Man United 5-0, Barcelona 3-2, Paris Saint-Germain 4-1, beating Chelsea 4-1, you know, beating Leicester 7-1 when we got promoted into the Premier League for the first time. You know, there's so many amazing memories there. Shearer breaking records, Peter Beardsley getting over 100 goals against Bolton was the goal he scored, which was a rocket in the top corner from close range. You know, the Rob Air goals, all those Cisse goals when he joined, you know, but the iconic Alan Shearer volley against Everton, the one against Aston Villa, the turn on Desai against Chelsea when he banged it. You know, we could go on forever talking about amazing, the Ben Arthur run against Bolton and against Blackburn in the FA Cup. Tiote volley against Arsenal to pull it back to 4-4. Rest in peace. Do you know, it's that's my heart. My head says double our revenue, start finally being able to compete for trophies, being able to compete for top four every season. Squad gets bigger. We're able to put on venues for music, NFL, all this sort of stuff that I'm not really that bothered about, but it goes towards PSR and it goes towards the club earning as much money as possible. And it would help not having a season ticket, obviously, to be able to get tickets. But again, I'm always on the fence with that because St James's Park is St James's Park. But you will all know that it does sound like it's going to happen because Peter is a great account to follow if you're not following him already. This was 2 days ago. I know it says 1 day on there, but that's when I screenshotted it. This was well before the event. This is what the Saudi definition of best in class looks like in the case the 92K stadium. I love St James's Park, but our new stadium will be next level. The way he says that, our new stadium will be next level. Now, Peter goes to a lot of events with Newcastle United. He knows his stuff. This was well before the event last night. This was after the foundation. I think that he was at that. Peter knows his stuff, and he knows that there's something bubbling in the background, that it does look like a new stadium. Now, apparently they were asked last night as well, hands up for a new stadium, hands up for staying at St James's Park, and everyone almost put their hands up for St James's Park. So I can imagine a lot of non-season ticket holders were there last night is all I can say about that. But please drop a comment on what you would like to do. Would you like to say St James's Park, or would you like to see us move to a new super stadium, state-of-the-art? It's entirely up to it's up to the board, I guess. It's up to the owners, but you can always have your voice heard. The other thing as well is obviously we're looking to hopefully in the future move to a new training facilities. Now, I've always said this, it will be at the racecourse, and I think it still will be at the racecourse. Apparently, there's already been a place earmarked for it. Some people have come out and said there's 4 places. I just think it's the racecourse because the Rubin brothers own that land. It's easy to negotiate to sort that out. So I think it will be the racecourse. And again, you would know this if you follow this channel because we've said it many, many times. There we go. Moving on to the next bit, Len White and Mick Quinn were also inducted into the Newcastle Foundation Hall of Fame last night. Celebrations dinner at St James's Park, where Peter was at. The annual event also highlights the inspirational achievements of people of all ages and backgrounds who are supported by our foundation. It's amazing, incredible work that they do, and amazing for Mick Quinn and also for Len White, who makes my all-time 11 NUFC team between decades, 2 teams from each decade, from the 1960s all the way through to the 2000s. You can listen to that on a podcast coming out very soon on Project Football Podcast on Spotify and Apple podcast, all that sort of stuff, and you'll get to listen to what I've got to say about that. Great little podcast it was. I can't wait for it to be released on Friday. But great for Mick Quinn, because obviously first ever goal I saw at St James's Park was Mick Quinn, set up by Paul Stimson of all people. Fluky pass. But anyway, Newcastle have got an injection, a 35 million boost as well. They issued one share to cover the 35 million. Now, this is literally for the running of the club. They're allowed to inject so much money every year, and this is then injection of 35 million, which values the club at 35 billion pound. Obviously, it's not worth that much, but it will get there eventually. But yes, so that's good news that the owners are still injecting money when they can and when they're allowed. There we go. Moving on to contracts. So these are the players out of contract in 2025. Would you keep, swap, or release? I would keep Longstaff. I would release Wilson. I would keep Shaw. I would release Lascelles. I would keep Kraft. I would release Dubravka. I would keep Gillespie because he's used behind the scenes. And they very much like him. He's on a very, very low wages, and he's there for basically for helping the strikers with shooting practice, penalty taking, and all that sort of stuff. And Ruddy, again, being used behind the scenes, I would release unless he's got something that's working really well on the training ground that we can't see. Now, he's never going to make it to the first team or the first 11. He might get on the bench to cover, but he is being used in training. So if he's being used effectively, I'd keep him and carry on doing what he's doing, but we don't know, do we? So it's a tough one, that one. Moving on to Sven Botman. Absolutely cannot wait to get this machine back. Now, it's been a long time coming. He's had a very, very horrific injury with his knee. He might not come back the player he was, but let's just hope he does. I mean, other players have done it. Shearer's done it. You know, he might lose a little bit of pace, but he's such a quality player and we miss him. He's back in and around the training. He'll be stepping it up. We did hear December, but then again, it's been pushed back, probably January, maybe February. But getting Sven Botman back is going to be massive for this football club and for our push for a top 5 this season. So I can't wait to see him. On to the internationals. Great to Lewis Miley getting his under-21 call-up and playing. Absolutely love the lad. Can't wait to see him progress in a black and white shirt as well. I think he'll be in and around for a while unless we get a big fee for him. But I don't want to see that happen because there's 3 Mileys potentially going to be playing for Newcastle United at the same time. That would be crazy. This really boiled my piss a little bit. Sky Sports putting the eyes on this and not really putting the full quote up and the whole what was said. This looks like, you know, oh, there's a chance that Bruno could go to Man City because Pep signed his new contract, all this sort of stuff. But this is what Bruno also had to say. I am the captain of Newcastle United, and it's something that if you had asked me 3 years ago, my biggest dream would have been to play in the Premier League. Being an idol, being captain is something wonderful. I really like Newcastle. He's going nowhere, guys. Bruno is going nowhere. He absolutely loves it here. And again, well done to all the fans who always supported him, because this is what happens when you get behind players. Players stay and they want to play. You create a lovely atmosphere, a supporting atmosphere, and that is what happens. We could have lost Bruno to Man City easily if we didn't, you know, show him the love that we did show him, because you just think it's another football club. But we are in his blood now. You know, we're engraved in his brain, and he cannot get that away from him now. He's a little magpie. As Joe Willock likes to say. Before I move on to the next topics, don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying it. Please hit the thumbs up. There is a membership option if you want to, or a super thanks button if you want to do that. But don't forget about our amazing sponsors, Diet Crow. Code BAZ20 for 20% off on all their merchandise. A lot of people have bought these t-shirts. They're absolutely amazing. Link is in the description below. And Football Prizes have absolutely knocked it out of the park with this one. Look at all these shirts you could win: a Peter Beardsley, a Les Ferdinand, a Tino Asprey, a Norberto Solano, a Rob Air one. That looks like a Kevin Keegan one there, I think it is. But Rob Lee, signed, framed, custom lead framed Newcastle United shirt. Rob Lee's obviously a massive legend, and that shirt looks absolutely beautiful in that frame and the way it's been done. Tickets are $395. It's $499. The reason why it's $499 to the normal 300 is because of all the extra other prizes that they're putting on offer there. So description below, find the link, get yourself some tickets for that, and I hope someone wins from the channel who's watching this. We have had some winners in the past, so I hope the luck can continue and someone else can win, because that's amazing prizes up for grabs there. Unbelievable. And then we've obviously got our live night on the 16th of January. Doors open at 7. Show starts about 8. £10 per person. All the money going to Stanley Deaf Club and the NUFC Food Bank. For tickets, email superfandan831@gmail.com. Secure your tickets quickly, guys. We've only got 28 left. So get down there, support us, support the charities, and also get to meet Luke Edwards in the middle of a January transfer window where we can start talking about what is going on. It's going to be amazing. Right, now to Mark Guehi's situation. So NUFC apparently going to make a fresh January move, but are we? Do we need to? Do we not need to buy players elsewhere? Palace are really struggling. Is Guehi really happy there? Don't really know. Very interesting situation, because we will not pay over the odds for this player, nor should we. Not when he's out of contract next summer. So he's got a year and a half left. He doesn't want to sign a new contract. So do we see it out and get the fee further down? That's what I would like to do. But someone else might come in and nick him, like Liverpool maybe. But it's who Eddie wants. It's a tough one. What are your thoughts on that? Would you want to sign him? Is it all dependent on the fee? Because that's what it is for me. Right, Miggy, he's still got 2.5 years left on his contract. His agents come out and said, basically, unless he gets your equivalent wages somewhere else, he'll be staying on Tyneside. We do want to move him on because we need funds. So it's going to be very interesting how this progresses. I would like to say amazing pictures of him and his son celebrating side by, how they did it. It was absolutely brilliant. I love Miggy. He's always got a smile on his face. He always gives 110%. It's just a shame that he hasn't got the quality of where we need to be now. So it is time to move on. But again, he's entitled to stay. He's getting paid a good wages. He's got 2.5 years left on his contract. Can't force a man to move from a place that he's happy. So it'll be interesting to see how that one develops. We've done that one. My apologies. Right, next one. Joe Willock, love this from Willock. I feel good. I feel like I'm getting back to my best. I feel like I'm playing well, trying to affect games. I'm going to keep pushing on. Hopefully I can continue pushing and start scoring goals and assisting goals on a regular basis. Having Joe Willock back in the team has really created the balance that we needed in that midfield. Him and J7 with that relationship down the left-hand side again, which is what we had ages ago, when we were fighting for Champions League spots. I love Joe Willock. I really do. I think he's a quality player. I had people arguing with me on here saying we should sell him when he's fit because he's never fit. It's like he's gone through a really bad patch. Doesn't mean he's injury prone. He's just gone through a bad patch. He's not a Callum Wilson. We've just got to look after him, sort it out properly. And Joe Willock is a quality player to have in our team and in our squad. So I'm really happy that looks like he's over his injury issues. Fingers crossed. The last one on the list that we're going to just quickly talk about is semi-automated offsides. It works in Germany, it works in Spain, it works in Italy, it's worked in the World Cup, it's worked in the Euro. So why the hell is it not being introduced yet? It is very frustrating. I personally think it's because they can't manipulate it. And I know it sounds horrible saying things like this because it shouldn't be the case, but I think it is because they can't manipulate it. And they're worried about it not being 100% accurate. The current system isn't, with all the bloody referees you've got. It's terrible. The semi-automated offside works in so many different countries and worked in massive competitions. The Champions League, bigger than the Premier League, but yet the Premier League are worried it's not 100% accurate. Shocking. I mean, it doesn't help that Isak's goal got ruled out offside when it shouldn't have, which was just absolutely ridiculous. But no, this really balls my bit. I've been looking forward to the semi-automated offside coming in. It would have speeded up decisions. I just think it's an absolute disgrace that that's not going to happen and not going to happen until next year. I really do. It's like, congratulations, Liverpool, for winning the league with all the dodgy decisions they're going to receive. Prove me wrong. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this latest video. Please smash the like and the subscribe if you enjoyed it. We're trying to we'll try and get as much relevant content out as we can. John, Dan, welcome Josh. We've got Josh, who's a young lad who studying at York University journalism, so he's going to start writing some stuff for our Facebook group and stuff like that. So please check out all our socials below, and welcome Josh to the team, and really looking forward to just putting up some great stuff for you. And we'll be back tomorrow night, Friday night, for the look ahead with Yin to the West Ham game, and hopefully John and Dan can also join in. Take care till then, guys.